Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
And we're going to begin with a major shakeup on the state Supreme Court. Chief Justice Bridget McCormick says she is stepping down after spending close to a decade on the bench.
And it comes as a bit of a surprise today. Michigan's Chief Supreme Court Judge Bridget Mary McCormick announcing her retirement.
Going to leave the bench at the end of the year, but the departure really does feel sudden for someone who spent so much time on the court. Rod Maloney following this story. Rod, she still actually has plenty of time left on her current term.
Yeah, she had 6 years left, Devin, and usually Supreme Court justices get 8-year terms. She was first put on the Supreme Court, elected back in 2013. But here's the thing, she's been the Chief Justice for the past 4 years, and that would be the end of that. Usually they make it 2-year terms, and that as it stands right now, she would likely have to step down as Chief Judge and go back to being a regular judge. And we're told that's probably the driver behind this decision. Chief Justice McCormick is 56 years old, is married, and has 2 children who grew up and left for college during her tenure. She put a lot of energy into making the court run more efficiently through technology, and she will serve until the end of this year. Today, she said in a statement, quote, "I've given my every effort to do justice and to make the Michigan judiciary as fair and accessible as possible. After a decade, the time has come for me to move on, to let others lead, and to build on a foundation of progress," end quote. McCormick's departure now ensures Governor Gretchen Whitmer will replace her with another Democratic justice, and she'll do so, win or lose, come the November election. The governor saying of McCormick in a statement, quote, "The deep dedication and sound leadership she brought to our judiciary were matched only by her keen intellect, genuine warmth, and disarming wit. Whatever she touched, she made better, and we are grateful for all she has done to serve Michiganders and our state," end quote. Lansing political analyst Bill Ballinger has high praise.
Bridget McCormick has been an enormously successful Chief Justice.
He believes she's likely going on to make significantly more money than as a justice, having built a strong reputation and had considerable impact on the state courts.
When she joined the court, they were in a 5-2 minority. Now they're in a 4-3 majority. I think a lot of that is due to Bridget McCormick and her campaigns.
Now, Justice McCormick sent a letter early this morning to Governor Gretchen Whitmer to alert her to the fact that she was going to be stepping down, and she did say that she's got a window here of when she would step down between November 22nd and December 31st. Back to you.
Rod, getting any hint into Justice McCormick's future plans now?
Well, she said that she will let us know in the days ahead what she's going to do. I think she wanted to have the announcement sort of speak for itself. But she has been a teacher. She was the dean of the law school at University of Michigan and had been teaching all along while she was the Chief Justice. But it is likely that she's going to pick up and move on. Wouldn't surprise me to see her end up with a rather high-end law firm somewhere.
Probably find out sometime soon. All right, Rod. Our other top story tonight, police in Sterling Heights foil a pharmacy robbery as it's happening.
It happened at a pharmacy on Ryan Road, and police body cameras were rolling the entire time. Let's get to Sean Lay. He's here to show us what police found when they got there on the scene and how they took these guys down, Sean.
And Kimberly, I'm behind the wheel because this is where a sergeant in Sterling Heights was behind the wheel. Let me set the stage for you because he wasn't responding to this robbery. He saw a small pharmacy and parked behind it just to keep an eye on it. And not more than a minute later, that's when the robbery crew moved right in front of this police sergeant. You can see everything from his body camera. Take a look.
I'm going to block in the car.
Take a look at your screen. Watch and listen. The body camera worn by this Sterling Heights police sergeant lets you see and hear exactly what he is looking at. A pharmacy break-in going down right in front of him. Show me your hands! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! It happened at 3 last Friday morning at Ryan Health Pharmacy on Ryan Road. This is what it looks like in daylight. A nondescript office building with a small pharmacy inside. How was a Sterling Heights officer here at 3 a.m. and then a break-in goes down as he is there?
At 2 or 3 in the morning, Sterling Heights gets pretty sleepy. We have a senior sergeant that was on the road that night, and he knew that this pharmacy could be a target.
That sergeant parked behind the pharmacy when a team of thieves pulled right up and broke right in.
it is really like finding a needle in a haystack, and this sergeant does it and he sees it. It really, in a career, you don't see this very often as a police officer where you watch crime happen live, real time. He saw that car pull in, he knew immediately what those guys were about to do, and he was spot on.
Still, 2 of the 3 were able to run away. The officers did chase this guy down.
On the ground! Get on the ground!
So when we announced our presence, I think it was complete panic, right? And they ran for their life, and we caught one of them, absolutely.
Back here live, Kimberly, keep in mind 2 of those guys were able to run, we think, out the front door, and they're still out there tonight. Police are investigating. Back to you.
Sean, and that area is no stranger to pharmacy break-ins either.
Like pharmacies anywhere in Metro Detroit, that's right, break-ins, but this particular pharmacy, a kind of a mom and pop place, kind of tucked away. So the guys who went in there and smashed their way in probably never dreamt that a sergeant was watching them the entire time. They probably thought they picked the right place. The sergeant, picking the right place to watch as well.
Indeed. Okay, Sean, thanks.
Kind of video there. All right, now to the weather. We've seen a mix of sun and clouds today. There's a live look from our Mount Clemens sky cam.
Yeah, we saw some rain overnight. Yep. Now we're wondering when we're going to be in the clear here.
So let's get over to Kim. Hi, Kim.
Well, hi to both of you. We have a nice afternoon, actually. It's been fairly dry, but the clouds are slow to clear in a lot of areas, and because of that cloud cover, our temperatures really have been lower than where they should be for this time of year. A normal high is about 76, only 67 right now at Metro Airport, 64 in Pontiac, upper 60s in Mount Clemens, and the only place right now popping at 70 degrees is at City Airport. We are 9 degrees cooler right now than we were 24 hours ago at City Airport, 10 degrees cooler in Pontiac again than we were just 24 hours ago. So it was a little warmer yesterday afternoon than it is this afternoon. And the reason why is this pesky upper level low. You can see it just sitting there spinning, and it's going to take a little while for it to kick out of here. But once it does, I think you're going to like the future forecast that's coming up. If you're headed to the Tiger game tonight, it's going to be a little bit chilly out there. In fact, quite a bit cool by the time the game is over at 62 degrees, but it should stay dry. We're not quite done with the rain just yet. I'll talk about it coming up in the forecast, just a few minutes.
Okay, Kim. This evening, thousands continue to file past Queen Elizabeth's coffin. Her Majesty is lying in state for 24 hours inside St. Giles Cathedral in Scotland before making her final trip to London, where she will be laid to rest a week from today. Jake Ray is in London as the mourning period for Queen Elizabeth continues across the UK and Commonwealth.
Good evening. Tonight's vigil is the first opportunity for the public to say a personal goodbye to the Queen. The queue in Edinburgh, in some areas 15 or more deep and forming long before the cathedral opened to mourners. The monarchy is in so many ways defined by its formality, by the noble grandeur of its historic rituals. Wrapped in that pageantry, King Charles III joins his brothers and sister, walking their mother's coffin to St. Giles Cathedral, an image that also serves as a reminder the royal family is at its core just that, a family struggling with the loss of its matriarch. Emotion shared by the new king as he reaches out to thank some of the thousands gathered to pay their respects.
I found it more emotional than I thought, because at the end of the day he's just a grieving son. But he was, he basically said to us that he had been dreading the moment coming and he was trying to keep everything going.
Inside the cathedral, a service of thanksgiving for a life of dedication and service.
High King of Heaven, help us by the faith in which she lived and died to cherish those virtues which were dear to her heart and mind.
A prayer shared by those standing for hours to file past her coffin, many still trying to come to terms with the loss.
I just can't believe that she's not here.
Others finding a sense of determination from a life so well lived.
I found her such an inspiration. I'd love to be half the woman she was someday.
Even in her passing, it seems, Queen Elizabeth inspiring a new generation. In London, Jay Gray, Local 4.
A lot of people have been asking what will happen to the Queen's beloved corgis. Well, they will now live with Prince Andrew and his ex-wife, the Duchess of York.
Another development today in the back and forth over the classified documents seized from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. Lawyers for the former president ask a judge to continue blocking the Justice Department from reviewing the documents. Last week, a federal judge temporarily blocked the DOJ from using the records until a special master is able to review them. The DOJ then challenged that order. No ruling yet from the judge on these new filings. Off and running on a Monday.
Let's check in with Hank.